There's a lot of quotes out there. There's a lot of mental health tips. There's a lot of advice. I've scoured the internet. I've absorbed it all. I've consumed all of the content. And honestly, there's been a lot that's been a lot of fluff, so stuff that hasn't really stuck with me. And today I want to share the 5 things that have actually stuck with me and have actually helped change my perspective a little bit. The first thing is to get something you've never had, you have to do something you've never done. And when I heard this one, I was like, yeah, you can't just keep up with your same habits. You have to actually push yourself, get out of your comfort zone, and you have to make a change to get something that is worthy of that effort. You can't get something worth effort and not put that effort in. Once I heard that, I started thinking, like, what can I do that I've never done before that could actually propel me? Like, I've had goals in my mind forever, and what could I change about what I do to help me actually get there? You're in a story whether you like it or not. If it's someone else's story, it's probably a bit part, and if it's a story you don't know, it probably has a bad ending. I like this one. This one's by Jordan Peterson. Basically, if you're in someone else's story, you're not fully into what you can do in your life. You are serving someone else's purpose, not your own. And there's so much more you could be doing out there than worrying about someone else's life and kind of fitting yourself into their mold versus creating your own story for yourself. If it's a story you don't know, it has a bad ending. To me, this means that if you don't know where you're going, so there's 3 things, right? If you don't know where you've been, if you don't know where you are, and if you don't know where you're going, let's just say figure that out, because it's hard to get to where you're going without knowing where you are, and it's hard knowing where you are without knowing where you've been. And if you don't know where you're going, it's probably not going to be great. If it's not a calculated at least effort to get somewhere in life, the chances are you're not really deciding where you're going. You're kind of going with the flow, and life's too short to do that. You need to pick a destination, and you need to set up parameters to get there, and you need to make it happen. You'll never succeed more than you fail. I like this one because it helped teach me that failure is necessary. In fact, you actually need it. It's required. I don't know why we see failure as a bad thing, because I feel like I want to teach my kids that failure isn't a bad thing, because that's how you learn. And I think the best way you can learn is by making a mistake that actually has consequences, because that'll actually stick with you. That thing you're supposed to do differently, you'll never forget that. And I think it's essential to fail, and this helped change my perspective, because I stopped looking at failure as a bad thing, and I started taking more chances, and I started seeing, instead of what can I accomplish, I started kind of seeing what can I learn. And learning is failure. You have to learn what you did wrong, and you can learn from success as well. You don't have to fail to learn things. You don't have to fail to succeed, but you're absolutely going to have to fail a few times to succeed at anything worthwhile. We are not our thoughts. We are the observer of them. I like this because we think a lot. There's a lot of thoughts that pop into our heads. We can't just listen to every thought that pops into our head. We have to remember that we have a lot of subconscious thinking that goes on, and you don't have to listen to all of it, especially when it's opinions about yourself or others. You got to make sure to take a step back, think about why you're thinking these thoughts, and that's why it's so important, once again, to know where you are coming from, where you are, and where you're going, because that'll set up your perspective on what you're thinking, and you'll be able to better analyze that and break it down and think, okay, is this a thought that I should actually pay attention to, or is this something that I should just get rid of? And also, why am I thinking these thoughts? All right, so last one here is, if you're not moving forward, you're moving backward. I like this one because it puts into perspective that in life, being stagnant isn't really a successful option. Yes, you can do it. You can be stagnant, but at the same time, you're spending time being stagnant that you could have used succeeding. Now, I want to make an important distinction between resting and being stagnant. In my opinion, those are 2 different things. If let's say you're moving forward, in order to move forward in the gym, what do you have to do? You have to take a rest day. Does that mean you're being stagnant? No. But if I take 3 rest days or a week off the gym, that's kind of where, yeah, I'm not really moving forward. I'm not really moving backward. I'm still eating healthy, but am I making progress? No. And those are days that you can't make up for, because it's time you've wasted. So resting, I want to make that distinction. Resting, taking a break from studying, taking a break from writing, taking a break from working out, whatever it is that you're doing, making music, your hobbies, even the best things, the things that you enjoy the most, you do need a break from, and it's important to have that balance in your life. So that's not what that means. It just means that don't let yourself be stagnant for too long. And not only did that help me realize that rest is important and rest can be part of moving forward, but it also helped me realize that every day you spend that you could have done something and you know that you could have done it, that's going to affect you in a bad way. It's going to affect you mentally, and at the end of the day, it's going to be progress that you didn't make. And if you're anything like me, you're going to beat yourself up about it. And it spirals down, versus if you just keep being consistent in everything you can do, it'll actually spiral upward. So I've been working on making some more videos. I have some ideas in the works. So if you like this one, drop a subscribe and you'll see some more pop up in your feed. All right, my name's Alex. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.